And we'll start at 165 pounds. Danny Zilverberg and Nick Moore. Nick Moore, the junior, Iowa City West, a teammate of Derek St. John. They both wrestled, grew up here in this area, wrestled at Iowa City West. And Danny Zilverberg out of Wayzata, Minnesota, Wayzata High School.
But Nick Moore's really made some strides this year. He's talked about getting to work. Coach Brand's got to be happy with the work that the body of work so far in this season that Moore's put together here, gathering a #4 ranking. And, that a lot of guys in that weight class probably won't meet each other the rest of the year, but, an opportunity in the, in the top 5 rankings. Of course, you got David Taylor, and he's been on a roll just, just munching everybody. But Moore's having a good, solid season and is turned into one of the guys I think that Iowa can count on at the Big Tens and national tournaments. So, guy who gets out quick from underneath. And Zilverberg, he's kind of been a journeyman here at this weight class and in the program. And I know a lot of people feel pretty strongly that if he can keep this match on the feet and not make any mistakes in the beginning of the match here, that this match winds down a lot like we saw with the match with Grothus, gaining momentum against Dardanes, is that can happen for him.
Well, last year Zilverberg wrestled at 57 against Derek St. John and lost 7-4. And I think you make a good point. I think that Iowa feels like they're at a place where they can count on Nick Moore, and I'm not sure that Minnesota feels that way and are waiting to feel that way with Zilverberg.
I think they're optimistic for him, but they haven't had enough evidence yet to kind of have that feeling. And it's changed with Moore. I mean, he's been a different wrestler this year. And he's not always real flashy, but he can shoot when he needs to. But how about I get just still in shock a little bit over the first match and the last match that we just saw.
And what Tom Brand said, I mean, they went to their back.
They went to their back, and it wasn't like you didn't have ample warning in St. John's case that he was looking for a big move. And St. John normally doesn't fall for that, but if you are going to ride Dylan Ness, just throwing that out there to everybody in the country, okay? If you're going to ride Dylan Ness, you are playing with fire. You are, we're not talking wet matches and the pilot's lights out. Here we're talking, combustible material next to a spark is what you're dealing with right there, because he can explode on you at any time.
And for Bran Cale, that was not his one and done. It wasn't like it was a fluke.
Nice shot right there. I really like what I saw there. Now, good work by Zilverberg getting out of it. But you see what happened there, that it was more than just that half shot. There was a little bit of a follow-up to it. He did get to the leg, and I thought that was really good work here by Zilverberg.
David Taylor leading the intermat rankings, #1, undefeated. NCAA champion, 3-time finalist, trying to become a 4-time finalist and a 2-time NCAA champion is David Taylor. Nick Moore, big win a week ago over Tyler Caldwell from Oklahoma State, which launched him up in the rankings. Yeah, and Caldwell's, solid wrestler, has been an NCAA finalist, so you've got a really good skill set there for Caldwell, but these are some nice wins that he's been accumulating. And again, he just knows what he wants to do, and he gets an opportunity to stuff the head like this. He's going to make Zilverberg work, and there wasn't really a shot following it because of short time. Beginning in the second period here at Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City, where the Gophers lead 12-6, and the match is tied 0-0 at 165 between Zilverberg and Moore.
And Zilverberg looking for the quick escape. Again, he's been able to go ahead and do what he wants to do and turn this into a 4-minute match with no score. See how he's got his knees kind of flared out. He'll struggle getting out from underneath if this is the way he's going to go about it. No back pressure is not even coming up. And again, switching into that ankle ride, this is giving Moore a lot of time to be able to work. So really, it didn't take advantage of your opportunity here, keeping a scoreless first period by getting that quick escape. There really hasn't been any effort in the down position here by Zilverberg.
There's your meet summary, and yes, if you were looking at 125 and you said, is that true? Bran Cale pinning Thomas Gilman in the first period. That's exactly what happened, and the young redshirt freshman for the Gophers came out and put the hurt on the highly ranked 125-pounder for the Hawkeyes and got the Gophers going. It's 12-6, the Gophers are out in front. Jim's been talking about the come-from-behind win for Dylan Ness at 157, trailing by effectively 3 points and throwing a 5-point move, reversal, and 3-point near fall, almost pinning St. John, but getting the win, and the Gophers out in front. So Nick Moore trying to get the Iowa Hawkeyes back on track here. These teams, they split last year. They met twice and split in their duels. And that seems like their track record for the past few years, back and forth.
Zilverberg able to get to his feet now, but there's really 25 seconds. I mean, not many, you know, at this level, you're just not going to get away from guys coming from your hands to your feet. You know, in that called the heavyweight stand-up. Too easy to follow.
And if he could get a full period ride out, and that's where he's on his way, we're talking about Nick Moore, who was just called warned for stalling with 7 seconds left in the second period. So the Iowa wrestler has a warning for stalling on him. Shouldn't change anything that he does right here.
Doesn't change the strategy one bit. You see the look at the corner. Coach Brand's saying to go ahead and take the down position. And nothing explosive from Zilverberg in the down position, and really fortunate to get the stall call.
And so now Nick Moore will have the choice.
Now here's where I think Moore has really improved. And
coming out from under.
Yeah, really, and how he is able to go ahead and keep his elbow. There's principles in getting out from underneath. Elbows in, wrist out. Kind of stay bound up in a little bit of a ball right there. He pops up to his feet. Watch this. He gets lifted. Okay, and if he gets returned to the mat, just got the quick escape. Didn't need to, but.
So it's 1-0. There's a point on the board, and it's Nick Moore's. He's got a minute 50 riding time. He's got a point on the board with the escape, so effectively it's a 2-point lead right now. If the Gopher, Zilverberg, cannot get the takedown and regain the riding time advantage.
Well, you get one more takedown, and you've got to have major on your mind. You're thinking about team points right now. You can't leave it up to the remaining 4 guys behind you, because there's some tough hombres to go ahead and beat for the Gophers. So, you know, you're thinking about the team right now, and get out of your square stance and start hitting some attacks. So
I think that the Gophers would just like to have more foot movement by Zilverberg, a little more action.
Gophers and Hawkeyes. You know, you saw that where Moore was able to go ahead and snap down, and he never followed it up. Okay, so he's not following up. Okay?
Nice shot by Zilverberg.
Again, 45 seconds left, riding time, so this is effectively a 2-0 lead right now, but a takedown would tie it up right now. See the low single leg shot. He's got to hold of both legs now, but he's got his head stuffed in there. He's got to create a little bit more separation. And at some point in time, you've got to secure one side and push away the other.
And right there's the push.
Yep.
And there's
he's going to hook the leg. He's going to get
there's the 2 points. Now it's tied unless Moore gets away, and he does. There's the escape. Moore's ahead. It says 2-2 on the scoreboard, but the 1-point advantage time would give the win to Moore unless Zilverberg can get after him right now.
Nice job of Zilverberg working himself back into the match, but you know what? This level, if you can get out quickly, which Moore was able to do.
Twice.
Yep, and then riding time point.
Yep. So the winner, Nick Moore, 3 points for the Hawkeyes.